Hello everyone and welcome to the Royal Purple 350 here at the Darlington Speedway. We are here in Darlington, South Carolina for the first ever race in the NSDCA at the oldest track on our circuit now, built in 1950, the Darlington Raceway. And today it is Brady, Burkhart, and Blake Maurice, two of the five of the Fan of Five that are here this weekend trying to take home the win. If you remember, the Fan of Five, the format there is the top five from the last Fan of Five race get in to qualify for the next Fan of Five race. Those drivers are designated with an orange roof number and an orange spoiler. Some trucks, as you see, some trucks may have an orange spoiler like Jose Perez, but it ain't. They are not part of the program. However, Brady and Blake, if one of them wins this race, then they are eligible for, I believe it is $125,000, and they are able to go to the next Fan of Five race. If they win that race, the prize increases. So these drivers want to chain as many Fan of Five races together in a season so they can maximize the cash. But as we look at our starting grid, Brady, Burkhart, and Blake Maurice on row 1. In row 2, a very big upset. Maxwell 5 P3 and Jose Perez P4. You can't really call Jose much of an upset anymore. That 35 team is bad fast. And behind them, you got Logan Cloud and Carter Friesen, Paul Jackson, Sebastian Kukulon, Diego Yepez, who is another Fan of Five driver, and Austin Johnson, the remaining Fan of Five drivers. As we go through the field, more of them starting in the back. Jay Jefferson 22nd and Peter Onjak 25th as the other three start up front. But a couple things in the news we want to talk about before this race kicks into gear. Jacob Edson has announced that this will be his last full-time season in the Crown Royal Truck Series. Now with, of course, the rumored Season 6 bringing a Cup car and a Cup Series in to the NSDCA, Edson said he would definitely come back if he was eligible. The CRTS, though, will be saying goodbye to Jacob full-time at the end of this season. So Jacob, he's not in the chase right now, which is very concerning for GoDaddy Motorsports. He is right now 12th in points, so not too far back, but Jacob is retiring at season end. There's been rumors of Brandon Morris. There are two teams that he was in talks with, Jones Racing Inc., and those deals fell through. But he also has another dark horse pick up his sleeve. Diego Yepez and Diego Yepez Incorporated have approached the number 6 team looking for him to join the truck team for next season. Brandon said he'd wait on it for a little bit, but we could be seeing the move from this Valvoline 6 onto the true Ford like it was meant to be with that throwback. For the back, AJ Jones, Mike Cook. But the other thing, Nicky Morris is in the 19 this week. A few weeks back, Gatlin Downey had a horrific incident at the end of Watkins Glen. And Watkins Glen has been working on fixing whatever they could do to that wall to make it safer. But Gatlin, the entire passenger side of the truck was shaved off, and it missed his legs by about 8 inches. He is lucky to be okay. He's honestly lucky to be alive, because if his truck hit just 8 inches further to the driver's side, he probably would have been crushed and killed. So Gatlin, he's resting up in a hospital. He has a broken femur and a fractured ankle on his right leg. His left side of his body is fine. He just has a shattered right leg, basically. But he's been working on therapy. They've healed the bones pretty well, and he's looking for a return to Charlotte in about a month. But that could be dangerous. He'll be cleared roughly around that time, so that'd be dangerous. He is eligible for the All-Star race still, but Charlotte, if Gatlin Downey can win at Charlotte, he'd count. Let's go down trackside for the commands.
Drivers, start them engines!
Pepsi and the NSDCA have teamed up this season to bring you the Pepsi Pole Award for the fastest qualifiers in all 20 events here on the Crown Royal Truck Series schedule. This week, Brady Burkhart takes his second pole of the season, and as a Fan of Five driver, starting on the pole will give him a leg up on the rest of his Fan of Five competitors, as Brady looks for the $125,000 bonus if he can win here at Darlington. The engines are fired here at Darlington. Brady Burkhart, Blake Maurice on row 1, Maxwell 5, Jose Perez row 2. But as the starting grid rolls down your screen, let's take a quick look at those NSDCA Darlington Monster Energy track facts. This race is the first time on the schedule for Darlington, and it is the oldest track now, opened in the 50s here in South Carolina. 74 laps, 101 miles, means with that pit window of 33 to 38 laps, it will be something to see, depending on when these guys pit. It could be a 1 pit stop, 2 pit stop, maybe even a 3 pit stop if they pit really early. A lot, but that's the key. Pit strategy and what these chase drivers will do. The bubble drivers are going to be the ones throwing it in, making moves, making deals, because we only have 3 races, counting this one, left until the chase, which that battle is really starting to heat up. As you see there, Matty Porta only 15 ahead, and Blake Maurice, he's locked in with that win because he has the wild card spot as long as he remains in the top 20. But Aiden Burkhart, Jacob Edson, Bowers, Foster, Onjak, all 3 of those Onjato drivers looking to make the chase somehow, some way. Brady, Burkhart, Blake Maurice going to lead us out of turn number 4. It's a 74-lap race, the Royal Purple 350 at Darlington, as they come down into the restart zone, and green flag is in the air. We're racing at Darlington. And Brady's going to be the one leading us down, but 2 by 2 as they rush into the corner. Nicholas Wade moves out of the top line down into the bottom. And we're going to go ahead, take the wide angle shot, make sure no one goes around in the back. This is a very tight track, and you see all 36 trucks basically covered in a blanket there as they're battling down the back straightaway. All 36 of them down into turn number 3 and 4. This is the very tight corner on the track, and here they come rushing through the corner. Brady Burkhart leading us around. Maurice in second. Maxwell Phi third. 2 by 2. All of the rows deep behind, but now Phi, Cloud, and Jackson going to pull out into the single file. Diego Yepez brings it as well. Here comes Austin Johnson. You see Austin Murray in the 04 making a move towards the front. But right now the top 7, top 8 getting single file. Morris goes up, kind of blocks a few guys. I think Carter Friesen did that as well. Curtis all over the back of Austin Murray. This week, without the Mountain Dew Custom Series races, you got a few of the MDCS regulars in this race. Not counting, of course, these guys up front. You got Austin Johnson, Austin Murray, DJ Curtis is in this race. There's Mike Cook in that 89. Not a, well, 3 wide. TJ Hanley gets shoved out. Hanley also another one. But AJ Jones and Jefferson, they're going to make contact. What a save. No, they go around to Jay Jefferson. AJ Jones is flipping down the back straightaway. Matty Porta's in it, and a wild crash. Oh, my gosh. AJ Jones flips wildly down the back straightaway. One of your Fanta 5 drivers, Jay Jefferson. There's Alex Kraft, your Watkins Glen winner. He's in it. He has to try to get inside the top 20. Jay Jefferson, Matthew Eves, Ryan Butcher's in it. Zachary DiLello might have gotten a piece. Matty Porta, AJ Jones. Oh, my gosh. I hope he is okay after that, but Brady and Blake were still 1, 2. You got Diego Yepez 4th. That's 3 of the 5 Fanta 5 drivers. You also got Peter Onjak further back there. He is in that 44. He's at the very back of the field, but AJ Jones on a wild ride. And oh my gosh. Coming down to pit stops. We'll take a look at pit stops first before we get the replay, but oh man, AJ, he is out of the car. He climbed himself out, but he is very dizzy, and he says his head is really hurting him. So, insane flips down the back straightaway. But as everyone's going to come on in, Matty Porta and AJ Jones, that's 2 of the 3 JRI trucks. The 3 of Austin Johnson's the only other one. But everyone's going to come down to the attention of their pit crews now. Diego Yepez, Paul Jackson might have had a little bit of contact on pit road there. But as they come on down, we'll see who will go 2 tires, who will go 4. It looks like most of the field actually is going 2 tires, except maybe Austin Johnson. Johnson will lead us out. Maxwell Phi 2nd. 4 tires for some drivers. Carter Friesen 3rd. Morris is going to be 4th. Carson Bowers 5th. Blake Maurice trying to beat him out. Looks like Edson, Maurice, Wade, TJ Hanley in the top 10. And now Brady puts some insane strategy. 2 and 4 tires right away here at Darlington. It's going to make for a chaotic start, but interesting to see there. Let's go ahead and take you guys to that replay. And what happened here, the Onjak and Bowers go 3 wide. They shove Hanley up, but AJ Jones is going to be pinched between the 2 Texas Star Racing drivers. He's going to get hooked, and they slide, they save it, but Jefferson gets hooked by Delgado, and the 88 goes flipping wildly down the back straightaway. But you also saw Matty Porta took a pretty hard hit on the driver's side. Both drivers are okay so far, but We'll take another look at this bit of slower replay here. You see Jay in that 40-80 just hooks that 88, and they're going to save it. That would have been a beautiful save if that 26 wasn't there, but Delgado tried to shoot the gap. I think he might have got a piece of Matty Porta too, like a bump from him, but they're going to hook together. Now, we saw what happened to AJ. He was the big factor in this, but you're going to see Matty Porta bounces off of Austin Delgado. Matthew Eves is also going to hit that. You see Eli Bright, he's struggling, but Porta hits hard on the driver's side. Eves is going to come down, and he's going to hit him in the passenger side too, but it looks like the back half of the field just kind of stacks together, and a few drivers get some damage. You see Jones flipping in the back. John Dilks, Alex Kraft, he's one of the drivers trying to make the chase. You got Eli Bright, him and Bright and Kraft both trying to make the top 20. But on board with Zachary DiLello here, a great run through this crash for the 57. You're going to see they fall out of line. They're going to come back up, but he's going to lock it down right behind Dilks, throws the brake on. He runs, taps the side of Eli Bright, and he's going to drive right past AJ Jones, and AJ's just flipping wildly. But we will go ahead and take your first commercial break here in the Royal Purple 300. Bring you guys back after these messages. Back live here at the Darlington Raceway for the Royal Purple 350. And a big pit strategy call here. Austin Johnson, Maxwell Fye, Carter Friesen, Brandon Morris, Carson Bowers, Jacob Edson. Fuel only on this pit stop. Even though we are only about 6 laps into this race, 7 laps in. That's still pretty big because the tires could come into play big time. Blake Maurice, though, he drops back to the 8th position for this restart. You got Nicholas Wade. He took fuel only. TJ Hanley took fuel only. Brady Burkhart, Diego Yepez, DJ Curtis took fuel only, but most of this field taken 4 tires, 2 or 4 tires further back. Shouldn't really be a big change right now, but possibly at the end of a tire run, these guys with just a few laps more tire or a few laps less tires on them could be able to move around these guys with more, especially if they try to last till the end of the stage. But you got Austin Johnson out in front in this number 3. In second is Maxwell Fye. What a run Ford Performance Racing is having today. Carter Friesen, he's third. He is 17th in points. And if he wins this race, that could shake up the playoff grid once again. And Carson Bowers sits in 5th. But coming down to take the green flag, Austin Johnson leads us down. We're racing once again at Darlington. Down into turn 1. Are they going to stay calm? Tib Foster, there's an issue on the 40. He's down to the apron, and that might just be the end of that 40's day. Tib Foster has had a heartbreaking season, and it looks like this race is going to just put another nail in the coffin. Maxwell Fye is going for the race lead, trying to get Ford Performance Racing its first lap lead in the Crown Royal Truck Series. Here he comes. He's going to pull on around. What a race he's having today. Maxwell Fye to the race lead, and he gets a lap led. What a run by this 76, and this has to put just a capital W on this race. This is a win for them, even if they do not finish up here. So great day right now for that team. Carter Friesen in the 91 has Brandon Morris all over the back of him. Blake Maurice is really tearing his way through the field. Now Austin Johnson, the 3, is going to look back to the inside. Maxwell Fye is going to get his Darlington stripe. He's into the wall, and that's going to cost him a lot coming out of this corner onto a long straightaway. Edson dropping back. Carson Bowers into 6th. Diego Yepez and DJ Curtis. Look at the Monster Motorsports, or the Monster Energy trucks for Diego Yepez Incorporated back there fighting. Maxwell Fye now dropping to the back. It is now a Chevy 1-2. If you remember, Chevy only has 1 career win in the Crown Royal Truck Series. That was Talladega last season with Johnny Zod. Now, Carter Friesen on the inside of this number 3. They're fighting for the race lead. And into the wall goes the number 3 of Austin Johnson. He's going to earn his stripe, but coming off of the corner, he's going to try to hold it. Look at the field, just nose to tail. 2 by 2, some pack racing, everyone trying to make some moves, and now we're getting some green flag racing here at Darlington. Morris now going to drop to that outside line. The outside line very slow. He's dropping back, and now look at Blake Maurice in that number 11. He looks to the inside on Carter Friesen, side by side for the 2nd position. And down the back straightaway down into turn number 3. That is a good passing opportunity on the entry of the corner. The exit of the corner is more a turn 2 thing. But now Blake looking all the way to the inside now on Austin Johnson for the race lead. What a run he's having. Look at Carson Bowers. Bowers has not won a race since Season 2 in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. And he has not had that strong of a season. He's been solid, though. 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s in 10 races. but for Angiato, he's really trying. Larry Hagan is going to merge back up. Please don't be a Bob Helipad situation. Does not look like it's going to be, but he will now be a lap truck as outside line sim racing having big struggles. Tip Foster is on pit road. They're trying to get under the hood of that truck. There's Matthew Eves. Looking further back, Zachary DiLello, Austin Delgado, Eli Bright. He's trying to hang on to a top 20 position. He's 21st in points, and right now running back outside the top 30 is not helping him. Speaking of outside the top 30, Caleb Henderson in the Square D number 4. This team usually a super speedway team. Impala decided to let them have another Chevrolet, let them run Darlington because they didn't want to cost that 07, and now the number 4 of Caleb Henderson run very well considering this team has never really made many races outside of super speedways. They're in this race, so that's good. And Alex Kraft, remember, he's 24th in points. If he can somehow get inside the top 20 and pass Eli Bright, that could be the battle for the berth to the chase for those two. Logan Cloud and Jay Jefferson back here. Cloud started inside the top 5. He's now outside of the top 25 as the field's going around, but kind of spread out. There's Peter Onjak. Paul Jackson's going to nail the wall heading into the corner. So that's some of your strongest drivers in this field. They're dropping to the back. Cloud, Jackson, Brady's back here. So really looking to be a different kind of Darlington. Well, we don't have a different kind of Darlington, but a different kind of CRTS race with a couple drivers up front that are strong, but a couple drivers up front that are underdogs. You see DJ Curtis moving into the top 5 for that number 13. This team has struggled to make races this season, 13 in the 52. They're up inside the 5th position. DJ gave them their best run. I believe that was at Chicagoland a few weeks back. Now he's up in here. Carson Bowers, again, he took fuel only, so he's dropping on back now. There's Maxwell Fye, Jacob Edson, Austin Murray, Nicholas Wade, Brady Burkhart. He's sitting right now in the 13th spot with Peter Onjak 14th. That's two of your 5 Fanta 5 drivers. Jay Jefferson, pretty much a struggle there. Tip Foster has taken the truck behind the wall. That, I believe, is a mechanical failure on the number 40. So it looks like Andrado's woes continue. Brandon Morris up here in 4th. He's right now fighting. This could be for the points lead, the regular season points lead. DiLello, Morris, Jackson, Yepez, Jefferson. They are all within just about one race of each other for that points lead. But the thing is, DiLello has 33 of those points in his gap. The 2nd through 5th are only separated by 7 points. So that's a battle right there. But look at DJ Gibson. He's up to 5th. He won Pocono a few races back, and now he's inside the top 5. He is in the points right now. He's 6th in points, so he's inside the chase, making it like that. But Blake Maurice, he is right now sitting at a wild card spot. There you see Matthew Eves. Oh, teammate, team owner Matthew Eves. But remember, Matthew kind of took the team away from Blake just a few weeks back. So Eves right there. I heard someone spinning. Was that happening? Maybe I'm hearing things. I thought I heard someone spinning. But now the field just getting stacked up by Matthew Eves. Carter Friesen jumps to the inside. Now Brandon's going to be held up by it. So Eves not really working with the Toyotas today. That 83, it's been a heartbreaking season. He swapped equipment with the 11, and he's still not performing very well. So who knows what Eves is going to be doing this year. Or next year at this time. Friesen up to 2nd, Yepez 3rd, Curtis 4th, now Johnson 5th, Edson up to 6th. Look at Austin Murray in 7th. Carson Bowers is going to make a move for 8th. Larry Hagan's going to hook the number 6, and that actually helps him. It gets him under Eves, so maybe Hagan trying to be a team player for BK Racing right there. There's Maxwell Fye, Peter Onjak, and Brady Burkhart now moving on up there. You see Alex Peters as well. So lap traffic really killing him. There's Nicky Morris in the 19, filling in for the injured Gatlin Downey, and there's Gatlin Downey's driver, Jose Perez. Jose's visibly shooken up after that race, but Gatlin, when he came to in the hospital, Jose was right there. Gatlin told him to go get it, go get a win for him, and Jose's not really in the position to win a race right now, but with how he's performed this season, it could happen even next race. Now, to the inside, Austin Murray, Carter Friesen. That's a battle for that 6th position as they go. Jacob Edson in the 10. He's moving his way on up as well. But up front, Blake Maurice versus Diego Yepez, an iconic battle, the championship battle from last season, happening here at Darlington. Here comes Yepez, and he's going to shoot to the race lead. Looks like he has his Darlington stripe, a very big impact to the passenger side on that 77, but Maurice now drops to 2nd. You got DJ Curtis. Can DYI get a 1-2 finish here? And now Curtis moving his way towards the front. That's side by side for the second spot. Blake Maurice versus DJ Curtis. Back and forth, Austin Johnson. Jones Racing Inc. has 2 of their 3 trucks out of this race. AJ Jones flipped wildly down the back straightaway. No injuries on that 88 driver. And Matty Porta in the 20. He was also involved in that. Had a heavy driver's side impact, but he is all right as well. Austin Johnson back here in the 4th spot, just trying to hang on for Jones Racing Inc. Edson, Friesen, Murray, Morris, Bowers is up there. Look at Nicholas Wade, but again, Maxwell Fye. What a run for Ford Performance Racing. They got a lap led, first one in their career, and now Maxwell Fye running inside the top 15. They just do not want this truck crashed, but he could be running very well today. Peter Onjak in the 44. He finished 6th at Iowa, which was the last Fan of 5 race, but the driver in second, Stephen Wallace Jr., is not a full-time Crown Royal Truck Series driver, was ineligible for the Fanta 5. So Peter Onjak got that spot. Now he's running as the 3rd highest driver in that group. He's moving on up. And Alex Peters in the 17. He had a very controversial weekend at Watkins Glen. Diego Yepez Incorporated wants this driver on that 03 for the rest of the season, but the problem is the 03 has struggled severely this season so far in the Mountain Dew Custom Series, and that left Alex Peters having to qualify his way in for the first time since Las Vegas in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. And Peters is 9th in points, and he missed the race at Watkins Glen. Of course, though, Shade Burkhart Racing opened up the 00, let him in it, but Alex Peters not happy with DYI right now. Let's go ahead back up front as the battle's starting to heat up. You got Diego Yepez, Blake Maurice coming through the corner there, shooting off, and DJ Curtis in 3rd. That is a great run for that. But again, DYI versus SBR, the same tale we've seen many, many times in the Crown Royal Truck Series. They are right now 1, 2, 3. With a couple drivers just sitting outside of the top 10. There's Brady Burkhart moving on up. Maxwell Fye is going to drop back. Orange Auto running fairly well. Tim Foster had that mechanical failure, which usually Carson Bowers has, but fingers crossed Carson will probably have it later on in this race. But Andrada running very strong. Austin Murray, Peter Onjak both in the top 10. Carson just kind of sitting outside of the top 10 back there in 12th, battling Alex Peters now for 12th. Maxwell Fye bounces off the wall, so it looks like the 76 truck is now starting to lose grip, lose ground. As we go back through the field, there's Matthew Eves, Austin Delgado. So Eves might be the 1-lap truck in this race. Could shake up everything. Now DJ Curtis moves into second. He's on the hunt after Diego Yepez down the back straightaways. The top 3 have now pulled away here at Darlington, and 26 of 74 laps complete. We're going to go ahead and take you guys to a commercial break here at Darlington. Bring guys back to the action. Just a few laps. Back live here at the Darlington Raceway in South Carolina, and we're back at the Royal Purple 350 as the field's making their way around the track. Diego Yepez starting to expand his lead over DJ Curtis. It's now about a second between them, but Yepez for the Fan of 5, $125,000 bonus could be his if he comes home with the win here. It's a great run today for Diego. He's made his way up from the 9th spot, was caught up in traffic a little bit after pit stops. He's now right now in the race lead. DJ Curtis sits second. DYI looking for their first 1-2. Zachary did it a few weeks back at Pocono, and now DYI trying to do it this week. Blake Maurice in 3rd. He's just trying to revive what he has struggled with this season. Ever since Iowa, it's been a real struggle, and with that equipment swap, the 83 and the 11, it's really starting to struggle for Blake right now. He's back in the 3rd spot. Jacob Edson actually getting pushed up by Brady Burkhart. Edson again retiring at the end of the season from full-time racing. He is sure to be back, I believe, about 4 races next season, I believe was the schedule for him. And Brady Burkhart in 5th. He's looking to get that 3rd win of the season early, and that could propel him into the playoffs very well. If you get 3 wins, that matches you. That equals you with what the regular season champion wins. The regular season champion, if you win that, basically you've won 3 races going into the chase. And Brady right now trying to do that and possibly win the regular season championship. He is right now 45 back behind DiLello, but DiLello having a poor day. Brandon is right behind him and Paul Jackson. Most of his championship competitors behind him. DJ Curtis making a move for the race lead on boss Diego Yepez down the front straightaway. Doesn't look like Diego's going to let him have that. Blake there in 3rd, just waiting in the wings. 34 of 74. We have 40 to go next time by, but we're edging in on that fuel window. 34 laps are complete, but we pit around lap 4 or 5. So right now we are just about 5 or 6 laps away from seeing some pit stops. There's Eves and Delgado, the 83 and 26. Those two looking like there'll be some lap traffic here. But Curtis all over the back of Diego coming off of the corner down the front straightaway. And these DYI trucks looking bad fast at the speedways like they always do. But you see Brady Burkhart, he's clearing to 4th. One of the fastest drivers this season. He's making his move, and he's starting to reel in those top 2. You got Brandon Morris 6th. Peter Onjak, what a run he's having for Onge Auto today. He's up into 7th for the Fan of 5 program, looking to get back into that possibly. Alex Peters in 9th grade run. Nicky Morris 10th. Nicky's had some very strong runs in his truck. Might be seeing some more out of him later on. There's Austin, Murray, Carson Bowers. All of Onge Auto still sitting inside the top 15. Morris now moves around Edson, and now these 3 starting to stack up. Yepez, Curtis, and Maurice, they are battling for the race lead down into turn number 1. Nose to tail here as Eves and Delgado race ahead. These guys are going to be catching lap traffic soon as they go on through, but Diego Yepez in that 77. Even without that, these laps led, this is really getting him back into the swing of things. Ever since Auto Club, he hasn't really been that big of a threat. He's had some chaotic and horrible races. There's Delgado pitting, so I'm going to expect we'll be seeing some drivers coming on in. Delgado went for fuel only under his pit stop, which could be interesting to see if the tires are the reason for the limit or the fuel. Maybe these guys can make it the whole way on fuel. We don't know. But DJ Curtis in that 13, he's on the back bumper. Yepez coming back through. Eves held up Maurice again. So these two really do not seem on good terms. So really, these two, you could be seeing some fighting in the SBR camp soon. Eves is going to duck it down to pit road. There's Brady, Morris, Peter Onjak now into 6th. Alex Peters, let's just talk about him real quick for Outside Line Sim Racing. Dilks is having a horrible day. He's back in the 29th position. Larry Hagan is 2 laps down in 32nd. And Alex Peters in the 17, the truck that has not made many races this season, he's up here in the 7th spot. Might be the 4 tires over some of these drivers with fuel only, but Peters running very well right now in his truck. On Jack Morris. There's Maurice. He's going to bring it down pit road, so we're going to actually take a look at that. We'll throw up the side-by-side there between Maurice and Yepez and Curtis as they go around, but Maurice is going to bring it on down pit road, and that number 11, he's bringing it on down. Going to be 4 tires and fuel most likely. There's John Dilks. He's also down. Austin Johnson, Carter Friesen, Nicholas Wade, Bright, Henderson, Hanley, Kraft, Fay, a lot of the drivers in the back, and Maxwell Fye, he got into the wall. It's been a struggling day now. He says there is no grip in the car. The handling is shot. So that 76 truck had a very fast setup, very fast weekend. They are now pretty much out of this one. But Maurice comes down. He's going to go for, it looks like 4 tires, and you're going to be, you'd be stupid to not go for 4 tires right now. 34 laps in this race left. At this point, that is just inside the fuel window, so take your 4 tires, take your fuel, get back out, and get on going. That's what Blake's doing. A couple more drivers staying out. Brady Burkhart actually going to be staying out a little bit. He picks up the race lead in that number 99. Dilks drives to the inside, so Brady trying to get the bonus points, and he's going to be held up by Dilks, so there goes his pit stop. Edson down. Cloud, Nicky Morris, Paul Jackson, Gibson, Hagan's going to even bring it back on in, but now 2 drivers staying out, Peter Onjak and Brady Burkhart. Brady didn't have a choice, but Peter did. Now let's talk about Peter real quick. 2 races in a row, Chicagoland and Richmond. He stayed out, or he came in pretty early. He tried to short pit the race, and he ran out of fuel at the end. Maybe this right here is trying to take a preventative measure. He has a fast truck. He's trying to hang on. Now he's going to dive it down to pit road, so I think he's just trying to ensure that he will have enough fuel to make it to the end of this race and contend for a win. And that's what that 44 is going to do. He's down with Brady Burkhart. They're coming on down, taking their pit stops, and should be the final stops of the race. A couple flybys coming off of the corner there. And there you see Curtis. He's going to move around. Where's Diego Yepez? Yepez has fallen back. Burkhart and Onjak are on pit road. Everyone else is right now unlapping themselves. That's how chaotic this is. Gibson and Jackson still on pit road, so that's 2 drivers who are in the fight for a title hunt. They both have problems on pit road, and they are very slow on their stops. They're under the hood on both of them, so the Ford's not looking too strong today. And as the field comes back up, Edson's going to merge on up. Nicholas Wade has really gained some spots, but now Blake Maurice is the driver out in front. They're catching lap traffic. He is the driver right now running for this race lead as they go on down. Onjak got passed by him. Where is Brady? I don't know where Brady is. I think he might have had a slow pit stop too. No, he's just coming out. So Brady's going to lose some spots. But as the field's going to cycle back around, Paul Jackson, DJ Gibson, they come back out. Jackson and DiLello going to make some contact there. And DiLello is now a lap down. That is insane to see. But I believe as they loop around, it's Blake Maurice out in front here at Darlington. And we will get the updated scoring as they go across the line. Blake Maurice leads. DJ Curtis now sits second, just about a second behind. Diego Yepez really held up by lap traffic now. Delgado Gibson, he sits in third. Brandon Morris fighting Nicholas Wade. That is for position. Nicholas Wade, what a run he's having for Red Bull. He's up in fourth. Brandon back to fifth. Alex Peters sixth. Brady Burkhart seventh. Friesen eighth. Edson ninth. Nicky Morris 10th. Peter Onjak's back in 11th, but at least he has ensured himself that he should be able to make it to the end on fuel. So maybe trying to pit with those leaders. I'd say this is smart for Peter, especially with what he's looking at. This team has struggled. They had 2 races get taken away by fuel strategy. Now I think they have a few laps fresher tires. And if this race goes to the end green, we have 30 to go. That'll be at the very end of the fuel window, which means these tires will definitely come into play compared to some others. So Peter and Brady might be the 2 to watch in these closing laps, especially if there is a caution. But as they run right now, Blake Maurice right now held up by Alex Kraft. DJ Curtis sits second. If Curtis can upset Blake Maurice, man, that would really get him on the radar for DYI and for anyone next season. But Curtis right now running in second. Zachary DiLello. This is a sad day for him and that Zachary Racing team. This 57, he started in the 34th position. Right now, he is running 26th, 1 lap down. Your points leader, Curtis, is going to go up, almost taps the wall there. But your points leader, Zachary DiLello, having a miserable day in the back of the pack. Big struggle for the Sprite 57, but he still has his head held high. He has a good points lead coming into this. He just has to hope Morris, Jackson, Yepez, or Jefferson do not run that well. Jefferson's struggling, a fan of 5 driver. He's back in the 22nd spot, fighting right now TJ Hanley for 21st. And let's take another look further back. Caleb Henderson, top 20 for Square D Racing. That is insane for this small team. Of course, they are pretty much Impala. Their money is bunched together, but it is Bobby Hamilton Jr., the owner of this number 4 team. Of course, to remember Bobby Hamilton Sr., this is his tribute truck, this number 4. They will have to switch from the number 4 next season, possibly go into the 55 for this truck team. But Caleb Henderson is going to return to this truck next season just for the super speedways. Might see some other starts from him, though. Michigan was not out of the question, and he should be going to Michigan in the chase this season. John Dilks in the 68. He's back here in 19th. Struggling day for outside line sim racing, but they're still running fairly well. Austin Johnson was up front. He's now 17th. Mike Cook is now... no, that was the battle there, but Mike Cook is now in the 17th position. What a run for Shepard. They usually do not make these races. They're up in the 17th spot. Great run today. Austin Murray fighting for that last TUP slot in that number 04. He's in 15th, fighting Aiden Burkhart for that 15th spot. Eli Bright 14th, a comeback day for him. He's just running as best as he can to make the chase. He has to get inside that top 20 in points. Now Peter Onjak's starting to drop back. Look at this pack of trucks right here. Nicholas Wade is 5th, I believe. Then you got Brady, Edson, Nicky Morris, Brandon Morris, Carter Friesen, Peter Onjak being held up by Delgado. There's Bowers, Peters, Cloud, Bright. A lot of drivers right in this position. And Brady's now actually 4th. The top 3 have absolutely launched away. Paul Jackson was a dominant truck at the beginning. He's now 27th, 1 lap down. There's Diego Yepez. But the battle's starting to heat up. Can DJ Curtis catch Blake Maurice in this green flag run? Who knows? We're going to take you guys back to another commercial break here at Darlington. Bring you guys back to the action, and we'll go live all the way to the end of this race. Welcome back to the Royal Purple 350 at Darlington, and we are on Peter Onjak because this driver is setting some very fast laps. He dropped to the 14th spot because of this pack, and he was 11th coming out of pit road, but now he's back up into the 8th position. Right now he's going to have to defend from Carter Friesen and Carson Bowers, but this 44 starting to pick up speed. Could be seeing a top 5 run if he can get up there. Speaking of the top 5, there's Edson, Burkhart, and the 19 of Nicky Morris. That's the battle battle for the top 6 spots. Now Peter is actually going to make a move. Look at this battle here. He's going to dive to the inside of Brandon heading into turn number 1 and 2. Carter Friesen's going to push him by and give Peter Onjak the 7th spot. Him and Friesen now starting to kind of team up together, move their way to the front. Carson Bowers also sits inside the top 10. Eli Bright has caught this pack. He's now making moves up through. Nicholas Wade is dropping back. Logan Cloud there as well. And the battle for 15th is going between Austin Johnson, Aiden Burkhart, Mike Cook, Austin Murray. The field now, though, you see the lap trucks there. DJ Curtis has taken the lead away from Blake Maurice. I believe that was the lap trucks. We'll get a quick replay of that pass up here on your screen. But as they run, DJ Curtis out in the race lead, trying to hang on. He's taking the lead away. Now Blake is in second. Yepez in third. He's catching him. And this race is about to get chaotic. You see 3 very, very fast lap trucks. Jose Perez, second at Chicagoland, the unstoppable rookie this season. Zachary DiLello, your points leader. Paul Jackson, the highest driver in the points. Used to be the highest driver in the points without a win for a few races until DiLello and Morris have pulled up there. But these 3 lap trucks are fighting to get back on the lead lap, because if a caution comes out in this race, they could pick up spots at that point. But don't forget, if caution comes out with the NSDCA rules, it's however you lined up at the time of caution. So all these lap trucks would be mixed in with your race leaders. As we head back, Caleb Henderson has actually been moving up. He's past John Dilks, and he's moving. Jay Jefferson really having a struggling day. But DJ Curtis is trying to stop both Blake Maurice and Diego Yepez from picking up that $125,000 bonus for winning a Fanta 5 race as a Fanta 5 driver. Blake Maurice now trying to work around Zachary DiLello, Paul Jackson. Jackson and DiLello, this is important because that is still for points positions. And Paul, any positions ahead of Zachary he can get on track is some extra points heading up against DiLello, and those next 2 races are going to be big, especially with DiLello almost reaching a full race lead. But DJ Curtis in this 13, what if this team could go to victory lane? The green and black truck, the green and black Monster Energy truck, went to victory lane once before as a part-time vehicle, and that was Paul Jackson in the inaugural Crown Royal 300 last season. And then at Iowa, the green and black number 77 went to victory lane with Sam Picard last season. So DJ Curtis trying to put himself in as a Monster Energy part-time driver. He's trying to put that race in. And there's Paul Jackson now diving to the inside of Jose Perez. That's another spot on the track for Paul. He has a fast truck right now. You see Blake is there. Also Diego. This could be a Fanta 5 duel, but DJ Curtis right now being the spoiler of the party right now. Brady Burkhart, he sits in 4th. He's very far behind. Peter Onjak is now up into the 6th position. Jacob Edson has fallen outside of the top 10. Really having a struggling day there. Logan Cloud now pushing on Carson Bowers through the corner. But now Peter Onjak looking for, he might not win the Fanta 5, but he could be a nice top 10 there. Cloud and Bowers actually got together coming off the corner. Now Brady's going to have to push Alex Kraft past. Kraft is 24th in points entering this race. That could be something to watch if he could somehow break inside the top 20. Now Diego Yepez is the one holding up Zachary DiLello and Sebastian Kukulon. You also got DJ Gibson. Look at all these fast trucks going a lap down. We rarely see long green flag runs in the Crown Royal Truck Series, and we never really see these lap trucks, but they're coming out in full force today. But now they're starting to hurt DJ Curtis. Here comes Blake Maurice. We just have under 15 to go coming this time by, and DJ Curtis in the 13-year race lead. Don't forget, these guys pitted at the very edge of a fuel window. Now Blake is going to dive to the inside. Will we see a fuel strategy race coming to the end? Will we see who saved their tires? And now it's Blake Maurice all over the back of DJ Curtis as they go into the corner. Curtis, this would be the biggest upset of his career, and it would be his first career win. But Blake Maurice in the number 11 is all over the back of this number 13, heading down into turns number 3 and 4. Curtis trying to hang on. There's Jay Jefferson. He is the next truck in line that will be fighting, while him and Paul Jackson both fighting to stay on the lead lap at this point. Now Jackson's going to get moved by DJ Curtis again. The lap trucks will be the big factor. These drivers are fast. Jefferson, Jackson, they are both inside the top 5 in points. DJ Curtis, he's not even inside the top 15 in the Mountain Dew Custom Series points, and he's right now looking to win a Crown Royal Truck Series race. Blake Maurice now, will he be able to make it past the lap trucks even better? He has a faster truck. He is a faster driver. Can he catch and pass DJ Curtis in these final 15 laps? Diego Yepez is now starting to really fade away. He's dropped back there to 3rd, and right now battling Kukulon and Gibson just for on-track spots. Nicky Morris now into 4th. Great run for him. Brady Burkhart 5th. Don't count out Peter Onjak all over the back. Carter Friesen, that's 6th and 7th. Logan Cloud 8th. Jacob Edson 9th. Brandon Morris 10th. Carson Bauer sits 11th. Alex Peters, a great run in 12th. Nicholas Ray 13th. Eli Bright trying to make that championship hope. 14th, and Austin Johnson 15th. Mike Cook, great run for Shepard. He's 16th. Aiden Burkhart 17th. Murray has fallen back to 18th. In 19th, I believe, is Caleb Henderson. What a run today for them. 20th is John Dilks. 21st, TJ Hanley. 22nd, Jay Jefferson. 23rd, Maxwell Fye. And Paul Jackson, the first driver, 1 lap down in 24th. We have 10 laps to go. 9 to go next time by. Curtis trying to hang on. There's a car around. It's John Dilks. He's going to come back up. This will not be a Bob helipad situation. Everyone's going to get by him. No caution as he spins on the back straightaway. DJ Curtis trying to pull the race lead away and take away from Blake Maurice. Can Blake catch him? Diego Yepez with all these lap trucks. That is 5 lap trucks between him and the leaders. There's no way, even with a caution, he'd be able to win this race. Now, Burkhart on Jack looking for a top 5. He wants to get that money. He needs to get it for an Andrado team that is really starting to hurt this season. They expanded a lot, and now Peter, he's trying to throw this truck where he can and get some good finishes. Blake Maurice right now behind Paul Jackson. Jefferson goes a lap down. Curtis is right there, but Jefferson, if he wants to gain some points and make sure he's in a battle for the regular season championship, he's going to have to dive under him. Now TJ Hanley coming out of nowhere with Larry Hagan's help. But Jefferson and Jackson and now Zachary DiLello separate Blake from DJ. DJ Curtis is trying to throw the upset and trying to win here at Darlington, and we're coming down just inside 7 to go next time by. DJ Curtis, he was signed on to Diego Yepez Incorporated for a 2-year deal last season. He drove the number 77, the iconic number 77 in the Mountain Dew Custom Series, and he is not impressed at all. No wins, very few top 10s, and has been a quiet driver the entire season. No chance at him getting a championship right now. But with this run, he could be the driver in the battle for a race win in the Crown Royal Truck Series. He could join the likes of Paul Jackson and Sam Picard for winning for the part-time Monster Energy trucks. Austin Delgado is down pit road. That is going to signal we are on the very edge of a fuel window. This race may have just come a fuel strategy race, and DJ Curtis is going to have to fight through this mass of trucks. Look at all of them behind him. Caleb Henderson slow. John Dilks right there. Henderson real slow, man. These guys all look slow. I thought they were having a caution or something. Excuse me there, but do these guys have enough fuel? They have to stretch it for at least 5 laps. Do they have enough? Blake Maurice stays out. Yepez stays out. I'm sure Austin Delgado pit a few laps earlier than everyone, so these guys could have been easily saving fuel. But if this turns into a fuel strategy race, there are 2 drivers who are on top of it. Brady Burkhart and Peter Onjak. Both of these drivers, fan of 5 drivers. If this turns into drivers losing fuel and running out at the end, then it could be down to Peter Onjak and Brady Burkhart. DJ Curtis hoping he has enough in the tank to get it to the end. We're coming around to 4 laps to go. If he has enough, this race is his. He has over a 1.5 second lead. There's another truck down pit road. I believe that's Matthew Eves. A lot of the back markers coming in. They probably were not saving as much fuel. It wasn't really a problem for them. Now Paul Jackson up to 20th. We have only 19 trucks on the lead lap. This is the lowest it's been ever in a green flag run, and this is the longest green flag run we've had in the history of the NSDCA. So that's great to see here. Some great strategy, some fuel strategy, and some chaotic racing here at the end. DJ Curtis, you can see he's slowing it down. He's backing down. There's another driver onto pit road. That's Blake Maurice! And now Maurice pit with a bunch of these guys. Who has the fuel to make it to the end? Where's DJ Curtis? There he is. Who has the fuel? Blake Maurice is now out of this one. He's out of fuel. Yepez is 4.5 behind Curtis. Curtis just has to limp this thing to the victory. Now Matthew Eves in the 83. He might actually come up and kind of hold up that 13. But Curtis, he stays out. He has 2 laps to make it happen. Can he do it? Henderson is down pit road. Heartache for them. Diego Yepez stays out. Brady Burkhart into 3rd. Peter Onjak up to 5th. A lot of drivers now picking up spots as drivers drop. Maurice went down. Oh! Curtis and Eves get together! Curtis is around! Will he be able to make it back to the line? Kukulon's in it. Here comes Diego Yepez. Kukulon's in it. Gibson's in it. Now they have to race back to the line. Yepez versus Curtis. Curtis was was damaged. Maurice is going to come up right in between them. And DJ Curtis is going to spin and win. Coming to the white flag. They're going to take the white and yellow together. DJ Curtis is going to win at Darlington. What a finish! Kukulon, he was just struggling all day. It was a lap down. Matthew Eves, that just ends his day. But as long as they can make it to the end, as long as Curtis has enough fuel, it's going to be a DYI 1-2 for the first time in the Crown Royal Truck Series, and DJ Curtis taking home the victory. What a finish. Blake Maurice is going to come home 21st, so that might cost him in the championship hunt. Aiden Burkhart, Jacob Edson, Carson Bowers all finish ahead of him. So does Peter Onjak, but Blake in that number 11. Matty Porta was on the cutoff. I forgot about that, and he finished dead last. So Matty Porta is now going to be out of the chase at this point. Blake Maurice definitely going to be ahead of him. Even Aiden Burkhart, Jacob Edson, but DJ Curtis comes across the line, and he will win the Royal Purple 350 at Darlington. What a finish. Matthew Eves comes out right in front of the 13. They get together into turn 1. They spin. That might have been what gave Curtis the win, to be fair. Who knows if they were running out of fuel. But let's take a look at this now. You got Diego Yepez 2nd, Brady Burkhart 3rd, Carter Fries in 4th, Nicky Morris in that number 19, filling in for Gatlin Downey, comes home 5th. Jacob Edson 6th, Peter Onjak still brings home a 7th position. 8th, Logan Cloud, 9th, Alex Kraft, or not 9th, Alex Kraft, 9th, Carson Bowers, and 10th, Brandon Morris. A chaotic finish to end the Royal Purple 350. The championship is going to be shaken up. DJ Curtis, the 3rd driver this season to win and not be eligible for a playoff berth. But Curtis, a great finish for him. We thank you for tuning in to the Royal Purple 350 at Darlington Raceway, and we'll be back next week. They head to Texas for Texas Speedway for the Mountain Dew Custom Series, which had that chaotic finish with Austin Johnson and Dusty Neal last season, and we'll go to Texas World. What used to be the last race before the championship chase is now the second to last. This Charlotte will be after that. We only have 2 more races in the championship to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time on the NSDCA.